sun is shining, so the wind is up. You've still got your dark clouds lurking and looming as always, gathering away in the distance. It's a bit like what they talk about at Mount Panorama, you know, when the wind is coming and the rain's coming, but you can certainly see it here circling. At the moment it's gone, and we're getting ready to go racing with Maurice Shapley on the front row of the grid along with Murray Bell. They had a great time last time. Marvin Towers and the MG, Hayden Gere and the Mini. Brad Jessen with his Evo. Hopefully he's got his smoking issues sorted. Nick Jones, Hans Reutemann currently leading, trying to take out the GT2 title. And Adam Newell all the way at the back. Watch out for him in the Flying Crawford. I don't think he'll be doing a 62 second like he did this morning, the fastest of the day.
Yeah, it's you still see those cars, and for New Zealand, they're impressive cars to see running around the track here.
Wayne Condor's got his Corvette, the Chevy Corvette, back out and running, the big Trans Am.
Yeah, Wayne's been sort of working on that off and on over the, I think even 6 or 7 years ago when I first came to Hampton, he was still playing with that and trying to get it right, and it's great to see he's got it running and it's running well, and he's consistently one of those guys on the grid here in the GT1, GT2 class. So
Nick Jones lining up. So we've got a Holden, Ford MG, Mini, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Chevrolet, and a Ford Crawford.
It's actually, talking about the numbers, the makes and manufacturers, once again, it's a great spread of different models of cars.
Remember that Maurice Shapley will get the flag drop away first. Inching away, and look, you can see how slippy it is. So, you've got your level of grip, you've got your recent rain shower and the squalls come across, so that's make it like a bit of ice.
Yeah, and we've had some good dry racing today as well, so there's a little bit of rubber and oil down on the track, so that water's just going to put that little bit of glaze over the top of it.
And that a little bit of rain will bring all of that little stuff up to the surface, so that just makes it a little bit more delicate when you hit that little puddle.
Yep, absolutely. And there, Brad, you can see that key moment there is, Brad almost lost the front end of the car going into turn one there.
And keep an eye on turn one as you dip down to the right, because that's been a real catch for the old cars so far, that little concrete fence, the Armco.
Yep.
We've had 1 or 2, 3 or 4 accidents there, so that's going to be a point for the drivers to really focus on, which is their braking point. Perhaps a bit early or just off the gas as you're coming off the main straight, but it's very hard to do that when you get the red mist.
Yeah, and I mean, especially coming out of this, you've got a handicap start, so especially those first couple of cars, all of the cars, you want to get a great start off so you can catapult yourself up and give you the best chance of catching up, and you've got a green track.
But in these conditions, it's really good because it's cautious as you go. Everyone's in the same situation. It's like slipping and sliding on soap. So let's just sort of give ourselves a couple of laps to settle in first, just to see how greasy it is, what level of grip we don't have, where we don't have it, where we do have it. Then we can gradually increase our speed as we feel more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is that just toe in the water, edging your way through, and then somewhere you'll get somebody pull out one of those laps like Senna did many years ago at Donington, where he just drove around everybody, and that's a skill that once in a generation gets. But definitely for most of us in the mortal world, it's just a toe in the water and then ease it into those first lap and figure out what the grip levels are like around the circuit.
Yep, so it's a 10-lapper. The last one was a 10-lapper. We only got to 8. And we'll still keep an eye on the showers, as they've got any chance that they could come back again.
Yeah, I mean, looking north, there's a little bit of light drizzle right out there over the drag strip, but I think that's going to skip us, luckily, and if anything, it possibly might catch the top of turn 10, but I think we'll be lucky.
So Maurice Shapley in the Holden, beautiful looking Monaro, still cruising around in that car. Has been doing that for many years, and your lap times are down to the 1:32, so 30 seconds slower than this morning when it was hard and fast, very conducive, hot and dry, a little bit of a wind, and they could really unleash their power of these cars. But now it's all about looking after the cars.
Yeah, just finding that grip, finding that line. You'll see them sort of going out high where they normally go. They'll actually take a little bit of a tighter entrance to the corner, and just trying to find all that grip.
But that little wee Mini, probably the lowest down to the track, got the smallest wheels, so plenty of little wee grip around these corners, and he's nice and nimble, ideal in these probably conditions because he won't have that extra weight either.
And the extra horsepower. It's not the biggest horsepower car, and what it loses out in that power it makes up in the lack of weight, and therefore the power to weight ratio is great. And but also, you know, he hasn't got that same inertia. And then we can see the rain's
come again. Tell you what, she's just swept across, and they did the cautious thing about letting it clear. It looked like we're back onto slick country, and we're only 2 laps in. And straight away, it's only on one corner though. It seems to be just the rear part of the circuit, because the front straight is still semi-dry, although the wind is now bringing the odd showers in. So she's.
Yep, I think we're going to have a little bit of a.
Careful and cautious.
Yep. I think this drizzle's going to be around for a while, and for the duration of this race, unless race control decide to call it and do a change.
But at the moment, it's driver's choice. You can see they were I think they were going out on wets, and then they probably changed it back to slicks because it looked like the track was certainly drying out, looked like the weather was certainly clearing, but now all of a sudden one of those rain squall comes sweeping across. So Hayden here has grabbed the lead. Good time to be doing that because you might get a really nice slow victory here.
Yep, no, absolutely. But you can see Hayden's got himself a gap.
Oh, by himself, he spins it around, regathers, puts it back into first, stalls it, doesn't stall it, and he's away.
Yeah, just lost it under brakes there. Just wasn't straight enough when he went down the gears, and around it went on. And that is one of the downsides of those minis. Very short.
This is going to be this corner here down the top of the dipper. We've already seen a couple of cars go overcook their braking points and go into the beach there. So he's had the moment under the slippery conditions. Here's Adam Newell and the Crawford. So he's got plenty of aero, which is good, plenty of downforce, which may help him.
Yeah, but he's still, no matter how much downforce, if you've got a bit of glass underneath you, you're not gonna go where it wants it to go. That's for sure.
If you're sliding on an ice.
Yep, absolutely. The other challenge the guys will actually have now is just the sudden change of the water and the air temperature is the misting up of the screens inside, because you're going to have a really hot car, you're going to have water on the outside, and as we know, race cars aren't the most waterproof things in the world, so you're going to get water coming in, and then all of a sudden you've got condensation and a bit of steam kicking in as well and fogging up the windows.
And it was under the Road and Car Super GT that guys like Grant Aiken would have the air conditioning on because he was a gentleman racer and he loved that. Other guys said, no, you're wasting power. But you're not sure if some of these cars actually do have a front demister when it does pour with rain.
Yeah, they tend to have a fan that will go on.
Fan, yeah,
but,
totally.
But
you need to be able to see where you're going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's just a fundamental of motorsport.
Yeah.
When you're going fast and you've got a lot of horsepower, but suddenly if you've got spray coming up, then that's going to make it an issue for the drivers. So
you can see Adrian there. He's nearly, what are we now? Nearly 10 seconds over. Adam Newell's 10 seconds a lap quicker at the moment over anyone else on the track. So he's, like you say, he's making the most of that extra downforce that he does have. And you saw Hayden there have another moment there going into turn 10 in that little
129.8 last lap, 116.8 is best lap, fastest out there. Where are you, Adam Newell? 119, a 115.5. So back towards the start-finish line to finish 5 laps. So he's done well. And that's the GT2 of number 15, Hayden Gear. And his lead, what's his lead? How many cars behind him?
So it's 13 seconds ahead of Brad Jesson at the moment.
Then Morris Shapley, who's going to be third. So let's see where they are on track.
Just looking north here. Looks like that shower's just passed through, but it actually looks like they might be getting another one through, but that must be another 4 or 5 minutes away. So hopefully we can get these guys done and dusted and get some cars home.
A dust would be a bit of nice, actually. 23 seconds back is Morris Shapley, Marvin Towers 37, then Nick Jones, Adam Newell run about 40 seconds off the pace. I love the look of Brad Jesson there. He's got the hazard lights going.
We've got Wayne Condor. He's taken it nice and easy down into turn 10 there. I'm not sure if the camera's picked that up or if he's got a problem, but he's just going through and very, very gingerly around the outside of turn 10 there at the moment. half expect him to come into the pit lane actually as he heads up. There we go, you can see him just his way around, possibly maybe a vision issue.
Certainly done a lot of work to get their car back out on track. Marvin Towers now just making plenty of room as they creep past in the Ford Crawford prototype of Adam Newell. And you'll get a bit of a river of stream of water around that Porsche Dipper too, won't you?
Yeah,
after
absolutely.
A while.
It sort of comes.
It'll drain well, but
Yeah, no, and it runs kind of across the line where you turn in as well. But I mean, the guys here at Hampton have done a good job over the last couple of years, and trying to get on top of the drainage around here. It's at the track. It's always a bit of a challenge. But yeah, definitely a river across there, a river across the up and over to turn 2 and 3. And then there's always a nice one that comes up on the main straight here as well. If we get a lot of a heavy downpour, but so far it's not got to that level yet.
yes, Wayne Condor is bringing the big Chevy Corvette number 6 back into the pits. He's had enough. He doesn't want to risk it. Been doing a lot of development on that car, but getting it back out onto the track as the sun starts to come out now. So Adam Newell has just got past Brad Jessen. That's probably the slowest overtake of Morris Shapley.
Yeah, I think he just got past Morris on his way to catch up with Brad. There's what's Adrian's doing. Adam's doing 21s. Brad's doing 25s. So there's only about 10 seconds gap between them.
So when you look at that, it's a bit like a hydroplane. So if you can imagine a hydroplane on water, they have the big rooster tail. They can go absolutely hell for leather on the old water, and this one here's got that sort of look with that downforce. So probably, a good suited set of wheels and conditions for these wet conditions. Here's the Mini, tiptoe as you go, mate. Hayden Gear, number 15, round turn 3, down towards the hairpin.
So 3 laps. A good 11.5 second lead over Brad Jessen there. Adam Newell's 15 seconds behind him.
So that's the gap between third and first at the moment. So he's creeping through about 28 seconds off the pace. And there is your leader, Hayden Gear, 3 laps. This is going to seem like an eternity for him, the longest 3 laps of his life, and looking to see where's that guy, where's that black shark coming through in the mirror. Hans Reutemann sneaking up through the field.
Obviously local lad, Hans from Pukekohe, knows this track well and developed that car significantly over the years. And it's definitely one of those, on a good dry day, it's a quick car, but with the horsepower it's putting out, it makes it interesting with a bit of moisture under the foot.
So it's almost like a really sort of easy, well, Brad Jessen says, well, in the Evo, he should have a bit more grip with the 4-wheel drive. Is it 4-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive?
I believe that's just a rear-wheel drive
Yeah,
car.
I was just thinking. So it's the most cautious overtaking you've ever seen. And talk about give each other respect.
Yeah, so they've got mostly the length of the straight between turns 1 and 2 with that Adam's got to catch up. What have we got? 2 laps to go. So I think once again it's going to be a great set of handicapping here with the times. I think we're going to have at least 1 and 2, 2 and 3 actually coming over the line pretty close together, battling for that second place on the podium.
And it's almost got to the stage where you're trying to stay off the brakes. So you're just nursing it all by acceleration, not trying to brake, because if you hit the brakes at a puddle, that's when you go skiddy ritty.
Yeah, absolutely. The chance it increases the chances of locking up. Having the front end wash out on you, and then like I say, yeah, it's either the gravel or the grass, and we know when you hit the grass in the wet, you actually speed up, and that's the last thing we want when you got some Armco and concrete.
Oh, and there's the classic example. Just when you start to put your foot down, you're thinking, no, I can put it down. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, yep, no, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't.
Yep, no, definitely. I think it'll slightly later on the brakes than what he needed to. Snatch the front end and just wash wide there, but he managed to keep it going. But I think what we got maybe a couple of hundred metres between the two of these guys.
Last lap, So Hayden Gare is over turn 3 up and over. Adam Newell has just gone past the start-finish line, so he's still got a good 21 seconds behind, and you've got Brad Jesson and the Mitsubishi in between them. So I think Hayden Gare, if he could just keep it in gear and keep it on the track, he's going to stack up a win here.
Yeah, definitely. He's done a good job out in the front, and it's kind of hasn't really been hassled. So he's made the most of that, the light nimbleness of that Mini. But definitely the battle for second and third is going to end up quite tight.
Even with the spin of the day.
Absolutely. He definitely he get it going forward before it even stopped going sideways.
Getting a bit more speed up down the straight now, as you can see the sun. So Adam Newell trying to go around the outside of Brad Jesson as they cautiously roll basically down the hill around the dipper. Now the Mitsubishi puts the foot down. The Ford says, okay, I think I can boot it here. Use my power and downforce to take the inside line. Checkered flag. And it's great skills. Well done to Hayden Gare. The cautious win of the weekend.
Absolutely, but great to see that car come across the line. Like I say, after spin, well-deserved win.
Oh, and right at the end of the last lap, poor old Brad Jesson, he's beached it. He's beached it, the Vice President. Can you believe it?
And he's not going to get out of there easy, unfortunately.
Oh, he's putting it down.
No,
so he was on target for third, and that was one of those drive to win. The Racing Academy at Hampton Downs. What a great place to park.
Yeah, he just got himself beached in there. That front of that car's got such a big splitter on it. It's sucked all that gravel
He would have said, right, I'm okay now to put my foot down and away again. Oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But Hayden Gare, well done. He nursed it all the way home with White Gear Motorsport to get a well-deserved victory. Adam Newell, cautious in the rain, coming home in second, and Brad Jesson, will he get third?
I don't think he will because he hasn't crossed the line, so I think Morris will actually...
Morris Shapley might just pinch third place in the mighty Black Shapley Motorsport Limited Monaro. Marvin Towers, Nick Jones, Hans Reutemann, Murray Bell, and Wayne Condor back at the rear of the field.